Welcome members to this lesson. Today we are going to still see more applications of LCM and HCF in the new curriculum. Now, here is the question we have, but please don't forget to subscribe to the channel in the names of Teacher Kabuzi Maths. Now, here we are having three different schools have their breakfast, lunch and supper at the same time. Their bells sound at different intervals of 30 minutes, 45 minutes and 60 minutes. If they all have lunch at 1 p.m., find the time when they all had one supper, then breakfast. So, assuming these schools are A, B and C. Now, in these different schools, the bell is sounded. In school A, we are showing that it's sounding 30 minutes after. Then this one is 45, and this one, the bell is sounded every after an hour. Now, they are telling us that all these three schools, they are having their breakfast, their lunchtime, and their supper at the same time. Now, another question is telling us that if they had their supper and their lunchtime at 1 p.m., so they all had their supper at 1 p.m. They want us to find when they had their supper and their breakfast. Of course, for them to have supper and their breakfast, these bells should sound at the same time. Now, to get, we need to know how many minutes that pass every after, so that these bells in the three schools are sounded together. Now, a senior one kid will tell his mom or dad that to get the minutes that pass every after these bells to sound together again, I need to get the LCM of these minutes they have. Now, you get the LCM. You remember how we get the LCM? We draw some three columns because we have three numbers here. Then we put the smallest in 30, 45, then 60. Now, this first prime number, of course, we use orange prime numbers. So by 2, I have 15. You see 2 doesn't divide this, so in this here I am getting the LCM. We want the LCM. Then by 2, we get 30. Still 2 is dividing this, so you got them by 2, 15. Here 45. Then this one is 15. Now so 2 doesn't divide any of these numbers. So now you got the next prime number, which is a 3. So by 3, here we have 5, here we have 15, then here we have 5. You see 3 is still dividing the 15, so by 3, here doesn't divide, here is 5, and here is 5. So once more, you say by 5 is the next prime number. So this is 1, this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 1. So now our LCM of those three numbers, the 30, 40, and 60, is going to be, we multiply 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, then times 5. So you say 5 times 3, that's 15, times 3, that's 5, times 2, 9, times 2, 180. So the LCM of these minutes is 180 minutes. So now, these bells are going to sound together every after 180 minutes. Now, if they had their lunch at 1 p.m., it means that now these are in hours. Now I also convert these minutes to hours. Now, to convert them to hours, you just divide them by 60 minutes. So you say 160 over 60 minutes, we shall be having now 3 hours. Now, meaning that these bells in these different schools are sounded every after 3 hours. Meaning that every after 3 hours, they will be having some activity going on. Now, They are telling us November 1, the time they had supper. It means that these these three schools, they are going to have supper after 3 hours because that's when all they are going to sound their bells. So, from 1 p.m., we add our 3 hours. So, if we add 3 hours here, it's that we shall be adding 4:00, and this will be p.m. So, these schools will be having their supper. So, supper will be at 4 p.m. In number 2, they want the breakfast. Now, of course, they have breakfast before lunch, meaning if they had their lunch at this time, they had the breakfast 3 hours before. Meaning that now, to get my breakfast, at the time they had the breakfast, I'll go back 3 hours before. Meaning if you go back 3 hours from 1 p.m., you'll go to 10 a.m. Or you get 1 p.m. you subtract off 3 hours. I mean, you get 3 hours, I mean 1 p.m. is then minus 3 hours, you get to that. So, these members are going to have they had their breakfast at 10 a.m., then they had their supper at 4 p.m., and then they had their lunch at 1 p.m. That's how we apply LCM in daily life. Now it can be about the actions, it can be about many things. So try out the examples. This curriculum is really good because it allows our students to see the real application of the knowledge in our classes to their life outside us. I wish you the best. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.